Hey guys, welcome back to the doremicom channel. We're here with a kind of a long update slash what's going on with the channel video. All through here you can go ahead and click on anything in here to jump to areas that you might be more interested in. This is my universal inbox. That means emails, PMs, comments that need to be responded to, anything like that. You're interested in me answering these things, click here. Oh, by the way, and if you have questions for me, of course you can always put it in comments down below. Shoot me a PM, get in touch with me via Skype or whatnot. Across here we got different game systems and stuff. This right here, just so you guys know, is special delivery from Corvus Belli. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the Warhammer 40K 6th edition rulebook. You guys haven't seen anything 40K related on this channel really for quite some time. Yes, I have the rulebook. No, I did not buy it. Special thanks go out to New Icon for shipping it to me. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I do have, it seems like there's a lot of channels that are going like crazy overboard with promoting just how great and wonderful 40K 6th edition is. Having seen a couple games played, I'm not convinced that they have addressed my concerns from 5th edition. So I've already gotten PMs. I got to switch now from receiving this to talking about PMs, okay? So the first thing is I got a PM. Will I be doing a 40K tutorial? Let me start off by saying not anytime soon. When we did the 40K tutorial for 5th edition, it was about 5 months after the game system came out. And the reason is that too many things need to be FAQ'd whenever GW releases a rule system. It's really kind of, their English is very ambiguous, which is strange because it's their first language. But 6th edition is really no different. There's a couple things in there that even if we were to tackle it right now, quite honestly, an FAQ is going to come out that's going to hopefully explain some of the things that are just vague in 6th edition that there's a good chance we would get the rules wrong, and I don't really want to post a bunch of incorrect tutorials. So should we tackle that? It probably won't be until late October, early November, and that will be the next time we talk anything about 40K on this channel. There are a plethora of first impression videos of 40K 6th edition, and honestly I've only scratched the surface on even taking a look at the book right now. The big thing that has to be answered for me before I can say whether or not I think this is a good rule book is, does it answer my concerns of why I left 40K back in 5th edition? Those issues are way overpriced and increasing model costs that basically prohibit new players from really getting involved. The second thing is, do I find any sort or sense of balance in the game system? And the last issue is, does everything that's included in here make me feel like GW won't completely mess with the fact that I've already purchased, well into the multiple thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of GW products since I started playing back in high school. Do I think that with 6th edition they'll stop making it so that my models become worthless? And the really short answer, and this is just being honest, guys, this isn't me trying to rail on GW, but the reality is that it's now in GW's court to prove whether or not they're going to do any of these things I just told you about. We've heard from a lot of different channels about how Allied rules are going to make it seem like everything's balanced with the Force. Well, this isn't really the case. Codex tiers still exist. I'm sorry, I totally disagree with Tony in the Sustainable Center regarding Codex tiers. Although I do agree with him that it really boils down to unit tiers, but the tiers still exist. So there's the problem. The fact that I'm taking BT, Black Templar, and then I get to ally with something that's far better than myself, sure, doesn't mean I'm closer to an average score, sure. But then you take someone who is, bonding Blood Angels with Space Wolves, and do I think whoever I ally with Black Templar is going to stand a chance? The answer is no. So, Allied rules really boil down to one thing, and that is GW trying to make sure that every time they release a codex, people are going to feel obligated to purchase new models from the new codex that seem broken. And you're right, it doesn't now no longer has to be a complete codex that is broken. All they have to do is cherry pick some units to make them seem uber powerful because they want to sell those models, and boom, GW is going to scam some more people out of some money. And this is just, this is me talking from how I'm seeing the Allied rules. I would love to see that GW proves me wrong, but honestly, they got a ways to go to make that happen. As far as the fair model prices are concerned, we've already seen them do another crazy, stupid increase in prices, and I don't see a lot of new people getting into the game system. I really don't. I see the newer players returning to games like Infinity or War Machine and Hordes, especially if they're younger players. So again, with the 40K rulebook, I'm very hopeful that GW has fixed their issues. But I really do feel like the burden of proof is on GW, it isn't on me. The last PM I want to respond to is someone who asked me if I'm going to Gen Con, and the answer is no. Unfortunately, I will not be attending Gen Con. There are a lot of factors to it, but the biggest one is that I simply can't take off from work prior the Thursday and Friday prior to Gen Con, and with me not being able to go to those 2 extra days, spending the $600 it's going to cost for me to fly back and forth from Indianapolis just doesn't make any sense. I can't afford to go for 2 days, and plus most conventions Sundays usually kind of suck anyways. So I will not be attending Gen Con. So the next thing we'll be attending is the Escapist Expo in Durham, North Carolina between September 14th and 16th this year. Like I said, it's about 80% chance that I'm going to be attending this, and we'll be running Infinity demos there. If you guys are interested in coming down, hanging out with us, meeting, playing a demo game of Infinity, getting some cool free stuff, come on down. The URL for the website will be somewhere in here, and will also be in the description area below if you're interested in finding out more details about that. Let's go down the list. Forbidden Island. Normally I don't really go into a lot of details regarding board games or things that are semi-board games, but I really have to say, if you've got young people in your life and you kind of are tired of playing games like Chutes and Ladders or Candyland, it says that ages 10 and up for this game, but I just had my nephew who's 5 years old play in a game with both me, my dad, and my brother-in-law, who's my nephew's father, and the four of us sat down and played Forbidden Island. It is not a forgiving game from the standpoint that with 4 players, it seems like the chance to win is kind of low, especially for a younger person. I think we only won a third of the time the game, and this is even on the novice level. But my 5-year-old nephew got into the game, and even though we consecutively lost, kept wanting to play another game. If you got kids under the age of 12, I cannot express or promote a game better than Forbidden Island right now. If I find one, I'll let you know, because I have lots of nephews and nieces, and we are going to be doing more board games when they come into town. Forbidden Island will definitely be put into the rotation. Alright, let's talk about Mail Time from Corvus Belli. They held a competition, we talked about it a little bit on a previous episode, and even though I did not win the Cordelia and Scarface models, I did win the pins that go along with them, and we'll kind of show some zooms up of these guys pretty soon. So the contest that Corvus Belli had was, all you had to do was go out and select what pins and patches you'd like to see them make for their game. And super easy, a lot of fun. Contest, more companies should do contests like this. It was trivial to enter, and at the same time it was a lot of fun. It was almost like entering the contest itself was almost the reward for doing the contest. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Salute Zons Nomads remote pack. And why is this important? Well, there aren't any instructions on how to build models, so I've decided to actually team up with Epic Terrain, and I might be teaming up with another YouTuber soon to do unboxing / building videos all compressed into one video. So basically, you can get your non-stop unboxing video, make sure you got all the pieces that you need, and see how to build various models, especially the more complex ones. I'm not going to do this for single piece models that the entire assembly is you put it in the base. But for other models, especially more complicated ones like this, and the very first video that we're going to be doing, that is the unboxing assembly all-in-one video, is going to be for the Jotum's tag. It's a very nice looking model. So why am I talking about this now? I'm really trying to get away from telling you guys about what's coming in the future, but the reality is that in order to do an unboxing and assembly video is, generally speaking, a 3-week process. I purchase the model, I unbox it, I pull the pieces out, we film that, I then repackage it back up, ship it over to a YouTuber X. Right now it's solely Epic Terrain, but again, we might have one more. They do an up-close video as they assemble the video with some description as to how to piece the model together. It's not like the models themselves are crazy difficult, but one of the other pieces of this is hopefully as they do the assembly video, if there's some tips and tricks to make sure that the model comes together more easily, they will be providing that for you. We're going to, basically bundle those two videos together, and then, for instance, for the Jones tag, there'll be a link eventually in that video over to his channel to show you how he went about painting the model. So why am I talking about this way early? Again, it's like a 3-week plus process in order to make all the pieces fit together. And I'm curious what you guys want to see. Again, the first thing that we're going to be doing is the Jotum's tag. We have a secondary video, but it's not really a complicated one per se. It's just maybe some interesting information as stuff is being assembled. The Salute Zons might be the next kind of bigger model that has multiple pieces that will be addressed in one of those videos. It could be any model, but if you have some complications with getting a particular model together, let me know what it is, and if I can get my hands on one of those models, we will do the complete unboxing / assembly video all in one and have it available for you guys. If you guys want a demo for Forbidden Island, we can definitely do that. I would not recommend the game for someone under the age of 5. I think 5 is the low water mark, but the fact that it's a collaborative game, so everyone who plays, you either win or you lose together. And that kind of spirit of collaboration really does help to provide access to this game for younger players. And also, again, as older players, we can play as hard and use as much strategy to our benefit as possible while still playing a game with our kids. And again, I can't tell you how awesome I think a game like this is for someone with younger players. The other cool thing about Forbidden Island is that although it states you need 2 to 4 players to play, you can actually control multiple players by yourself and play it much like a game of solitaire, just so that you can acquire all the rules before trying to teach them to your younger ones who might be playing. So, quick wrap up. We did Mail, talked about Infinity and all the cool stuff that's coming out for it, hopefully on this channel. Talked about pins, talked about Forbidden Island, and we talked about Warhammer 40K 6th edition, which again, I'm cautiously optimistic about them making the changes necessary for the gameplay. I'm just not feeling like GW is really still at that point where the focus is on the gamers and not their shareholders. And until I get the full, complete sense of that, this is going to be a hard game to recommend at this point. And I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, well, you can go out to eBay and score a whole bunch of models that way and remove the issue with of the higher cost models. That's true, but again, with as much detail as gone into flyers, I don't see that you're not going to be put in a position where any army you purchase off eBay will not have the necessary pieces for you to remain competitive in this game. And no one wants to go play a game where they lose every single time.